Hello adventurers! Picture characters, picture books, and now are looking for some of those character bonus prompt recommendations? I gotcha! Firstly, I've got to apologise, I have a cold. It's the first cold of the year. I am not feeling good at all, so if I seem a bit spacey or this video feels a bit rushed and isn't as detailed as usual, it's because I currently feel like absolute crap, but I did need to get this video done. Yeah, I'm sorry, but please excuse any snuffly sounds or gruffness. As with the recommendations video that I did for this current round of Adventurerathon and previous rounds, I'm going to talk through the prompts, give you some examples, and then at the end there'll be a little slide pop up with any sort of extra books that I didn't think of or that I don't own physical copies of and couldn't show you. I'm not going to tell you what all of the books are about, I'm just going to show you them and tell you they match the prompt. There is two prompts that I can't give you recommendations for. One, I cannot give anything, and then there are a couple where it's like I can't give you the answers, but we'll get to those. But the very first one, I'm going to go in alphabetical order of the characters, and the first one of these was assassin, which is to stalk or slay a series, aka catch up to or finish a series. Obviously I don't know what series you are reading, I can't give advice on that in particular, but I can give you a bunch of series that I have read or am currently up to date with. If you are looking for a series to read and you are currently not reading any series and you're just looking for some recommendations of ones to start, then these are series that I personally recommend and love and enjoy. The first of these is the Legends and Lattes series by Travis Baldree that has its third book coming out in November. We have Cemetery Boys that technically right now is a standalone, so reading this book you have caught up, but there is going to be a sequel coming out. It was meant to be out this year but it's been postponed to next year, but Espiritu comes out next year. Conventionally Yours by Annabeth Albert is a duology. 16 Souls by Rosie Talbot, I don't think book 3 is out, but the first 2 are out. Girls of Paper and Fire is a completed trilogy that I have not yet completed because I am a coward. The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater is a completed quadrilogy. My Brother's Husband is a duology manga series, so if you are looking for something quick and easy to catch up on or complete, you can't go wrong with that. Greatcoats by Sebastian de Castell, which is a completed quadrilogy. A Song for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers, Monk and Robot series is a currently completed, I don't think she's planning on doing any more, duology, and they're very, very short. And finally we have the Brown Sisters trilogy by Talia Hibbert that I highly recommend, especially on audio, they're all really good. And then any extras we have Statue Assassins. For the hunters, the prompt is elusive creatures and rare creatures, so it's books that you have rarely or never seen anyone else talk about on social media. So obviously I don't know what you have or have not seen on social media, but I will just give some examples of ones that I have rarely or never seen, and maybe you can pick one of those if you like. But we have Fake Dates and Mooncakes by Shirley, The Magic Fish by Trung Nguyen, Kagurabachi, which I haven't even started yet, but I've been told I should probably enjoy, by Takeru Hokuzono. Love Me for Who I Am by Kata Koneyama. Rootbound by Tara DeWitt. Our Dining Table by Mita Ori. Ex-Yakuza and Stray Kitten by Riddle Kamimura. Imakoi by Ayuko Hata. Cafe Con Leche by Emery Lee. Shanghai Immortal by A.Y. Chow, which book 2 I believe either just came out or is coming out this year. And Under Your Spell by Laura Wood. Others I recommend are Next up for the mages, we have interesting or unique magic. Like I said, if it's a case of the magic works by you point a wand and say a spell, that's not going to count. It has to have some sort of interesting uniqueness about it. I'm trying to avoid saying books I don't own, but one I'm going to shout out because it was almost my book of the year last year, which is Sorcery and Small Magics by Mai Gadusi. This one, the magic, mostly is sort of spells and things, but one of the characters in particular utilizes magic by putting it to music, which I thought was really interesting. We have the Ayakashi Hunter's Demon Bride, where the magic is tied to the female and sort of she gives her essence and she prepares food and infuses food into it. Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody has blood magic, and your magical abilities are tied to your bloodline, and whatever bloodline you have determines you have two magical abilities. You have your dominant and your sort of like lesser magic, and again it's all tied to your bloodlines, and different bloodlines can create different, combining different bloodlines can create different abilities and skill sets. Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. The magic is in the scissors. Before the Coffee Gets Cold has a really interesting sort of magical realism story and has this concept of time travel being linked to your coffee, and while your coffee is warm you can time travel. And The Lantern of Lost Memories by Sanaka Hiragi. Again, it's magical realism and the magic is in the cameras and the going back to take a snapshot of a moment in your life. And if I have any more, they will be here. For Minstrel, this one adapted, or if you can't find anything that's been adapted, a book that's got a playlist inside. And I have quite a significant stack of these because obviously a lot of manga gets adapted into anime. I'm trying to do this without dropping a pile of books on my face. And what I'm going to do is I will do this in two sections. So I'll have one that's adapted and one that's got a playlist that I've found. Books that I have found that have a playlist inside and have a track list so you can check out the music while you're reading. We have Throttled by Lauren Asher, The Co-op by Tara DeWitt, and Once Upon a K-Prom by Kat Cho. It doesn't necessarily have a playlist, but the entire story is about music, and throughout we've got these K-pop profiles of the members of the band and it mentions songs and things throughout, so I still feel that that would be applicable. And then for adaptions, I've got sort of non-manga ones. We have Pride and Prejudice. Yes, I own a classic now because I've decided I'm going to give it a read. Who would have thought that that would ever happen? We have Heartstopper, which I think is a fantastic adaptation and I have loved every single season, although I still haven't watched season 3 for various reasons. The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary wasn't my personal favourite adaptation, but I think it did a fair enough job and it did an okay enough job and it was fun for what it was. And we have The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I haven't watched the movie, I've only seen clips, but the book itself, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I think every single school, whether you're in the UK, America or wherever, I think this should be part of the national curriculum. And then for manga that has been put into anime, obviously we've got One Piece, but then some that I personally love. We have My Hero Academia, that the story and art is fine, but for me it's all the soundtrack. Like the soundtrack for My Hero Academia is my personal favourite of all time. We have Spy Family that I just absolutely love and we all know I love. If not the greatest of all time, definitely in top 2, 3 is Full Metal Alchemist, and The Way of the House Husband has a really unique art style and adaptation style and I just think it's really quirky, fun and a good time. Any more that I can think of I will put here. The next one is the only one I literally cannot give any, I can't even give sort of like my take on it because you have to steal it. So you basically have to watch somebody else's social media or TBR videos, see a book that you own that's on there. The only thing I can maybe think of for steal is where I've been doing my bookishly compatible videos and reading my friends' favourites. Obviously a lot of those I've taken from their videos. So for Chelsea we had like Winter's Orbit, and then for Jonah I tried to read Promise of Blood, I read Blackheart Nights, and so obviously those I stole from them. But yeah, the concept is simple. Watch any of our videos or any that we recommend. There will be a list in the G Drive if you are looking for new people to try and follow and see interesting videos from. And yeah, or social media scroll, So I can't really help you with that one, and I'm so sorry. For 5-star prediction, again, this is one that is a bit difficult for me to recommend for you because I don't know your 5-star predictions, but what will do, I've got a stack of books that I personally have very high hopes for myself because I am a seer, so this is my character. I don't do 5-star predictions because every time I do I get bitten in the ass, but I am doing kind of like, these are books I have very high hopes for, and if I'm gonna get 5 stars it's likely to be these. So I'll give you my little stack, and then I'll give you a stack of books that I personally gave 5 stars. So if you've been watching my videos and you think that we have very similar reading tastes and you've not read any of these that I gave 5 stars, maybe you would consider them. But for ones that I personally think I could potentially give 5 stars, we have Let's Make a Scene by Laura Wood, because so far 2 for 2 of her books have both gotten 5 stars. Laini Taylor with Strange the Dreamer, I just have very good hopes about this one. Now, Conjurers by Freddie Kilsch, I have, again, got a good feeling about this. It just screams me. The Fragile Threads of Power by V. Schwab, no, I still haven't gotten to it. And finally, one that's a bit of a wild card, I'm taking a bit of a gamble, but we have Evocation by S.T. Gibson that I think could potentially be a winner. And then ones that I have given 5 stars and highly recommend, and I've probably talked about far too much on this channel, we have Alice by Christina Henry, I Think Our Son is Gay by Okura, A Man and His Cat by Umi Sakurai, One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, The Sunbearer Trials by Aidan Thomas, ow. Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake, and my current book of the year, and a book that comes out by the time you watch this video, I think it will be about its publishing day, or I think it is its publishing day. So happy publishing day to Hazelthorn by C.G. Drews. Please do check it out, it was incredible. And then our final one is for the Sovereigns Among Us, and we are looking at royalties. So anything sort of prince, princess and above, and it doesn't matter what culture they're from as long as they have that kind of rank, but it has to be royalty. It can't just be Grand Marshal who's now in charge of the country, because that's not a monarchy. It has to belong to a monarchy system. For this I have Holly Race, 6 Wild Crowns, Prince and Assassin by Tavia Lark, the Shades of Magic trilogy by V.E. Schwab, Cinder, so the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, Captive Prince, it's literally there in the title, by C.S. Pacat, and Once and Future by Kieran Gillen. I know this is only a short stack, but I've realised I don't read many books with royalty in. Something I have realised is just not my thing. I don't read a lot with royalty, I've realised. Which, considering the amount of fantasy I read, is quite surprising. If I've got any more, which I'm sure I do, but any more, here we go. And there you have it, those are the character bonus recommendations that I have. This is going to be a permanent video, so this will always be up and accessible for you, and I may do a part 2 of this next year as like just give you even more, but for now hopefully this will be a useful resource for you to dip in and out of when you need extra suggestions. And as always, there is the Discord and the G Drive where you can look up stuff and ask for help, so please do make the use of everything. If you've got any extras that you would like to add to this list, please do list them below and let your fellow Anise said competitors, fellow adventurers, know what you're getting up to and reading, give some ideas. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all good, I hope you're staying safe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.